Hi, this is PR Sundar. Welcome to Post Market Report sponsored by Delta.exchange. And what a market and how to explain. And Nifty opened slightly lower. I think pre-market Nifty was indicating only 35 point down. But after the market opened, in fact, we went to green also. But of course, the Bank Nifty opened slightly more, I think about 200 point minus, but Nifty opened okay and Nifty in fact went to green also. But then the selling came so suddenly and the selling was so severe and particularly in Bank Nifty, and that's because, today per US dollar, the Indian rupee depreciated so much, it crossed 81 rupees mark. So that has created some kind of panic. And because when FIIs come and invest in India, so when the prices go down, so they lose money. And also when they sell the share, they convert it into US dollar. And if the rupee depreciates, there again they lose. So when the markets are bad, they lose on both the sides. Same thing when the markets are good, they gain here in India. And also rupee appreciates, so they get double whammy on the good side. But now it's a double whammy on the bad side. So because of that, people assume that, so FIIs will be selling heavily. So they started selling. And what a surprise, when the entire world markets, one by one hitting 52-week low, Bank Nifty hit all-time high about few days before. And now, where the selling will come. So where there is there's a proverb in Tamil, where there's a fruit is ripe, so that's where the stones will be thrown. So it's only in the banking stocks people can book profit. And within few minutes, HDFC and HDFC Bank, so they both started falling like anything, And because, as and when FIIs sell, so this HDFC twins will fall. So, people expected, but nobody expected this kind of fall. Today, Sensex fell more than 1,000 point and Bank Nifty fell more than 1,000 point, But at least in the first half of the day, surprisingly, TCS and Infosys were holding the market, whereas other stocks were down. But European futures were actually higher in the morning. Dow future was okay, and so people thought, so markets will recover at some point of time. And what happened at 12:30 when the European market opened? So until then the futures were in green. When the market opened, within few minutes the selling started there also. And I think UK announced some kind of a mini budget. I think the markets were not happy about the outcome, so they started selling. I think today sterling pound also hit a fresh all-time low against US dollar. The dollar index at 112, just can imagine. Just 1 year before, if you see some television channels, the people will keep talking, okay, as long as dollar index is below 90, nothing to worry. If the dollar index goes above 90, it's something to worry. But now it has come to 112. So when the Germany market started falling, so cascading effect, ripple effect, all across Europe markets fell. And then, US markets also started falling. And just look today, the global Hong Kong market at 52-week low. Germany market 52-week low. France market very close to 52-week low. US markets again very close to 52-week low. So all these markets, they are one by one hitting 52-week low, and things are really looking, I would say, very, very bad here. And, we are far better. But we cannot say we are so much better because, our low was 15,200. When we are talking about Hong Kong market 52-week low, but Hong Kong currency never depreciate against US dollar because Hong Kong currency is pegged with US dollar. So we have depreciated about, Indian rupee has depreciated about 12%. So if you take that into consideration, so in dollar terms, we are not far away from 15,200. So that's a different story. So I'll come to that story later. And dollar index at 112, crude oil has crashed, $86 Brent crude, So today, yesterday also there was a selling, but today also there's a selling. But what is the difference? Yesterday, the selling was restricted only to the large caps. And in fact, mid cap and small cap indices ended in green yesterday. But today what happened, mid cap, small cap, multi cap, all caps, started falling. There's one big difference. And the second big difference is that, as of yesterday, Nifty did not, break or close below the last expiry closing. The last expiry closing was around 17,520. And, today it was evident at some point of time it's going to close below that. So the swing, like I said, the 17,400 is supposed to be a good support. So once that is broken, so all the hell broke, people started selling, the global cues also supported the bears. So this September actually reminds me of 2008 Lehman Brothers collapse. Market is such a volatile market. Market falling is okay. But the thing is, from 17,500, it goes to 18,000 in 2 days, again coming back to 17,500 in 2 days, again going to 17,950 in 2 days, again coming to 17,300 in 2 days. So every 2 days, Nifty is making 500, 600 point move. But anyway, so today I'm convinced that, markets are going to be bad. So we only have 4 more trading sessions for this series. So what I did, I squared up all my put options and I just left only the call options, so that hoping to make some more money if the markets, either falls from here or consolidates here. Even if markets stay here also, call option premiums will fall. So somehow, I felt, things are not going well yesterday itself. So yesterday itself, I closed most of my positions. And because of the today morning, I had a huge margin money. So don't know what to do with such a huge margin money. So maybe I thought, I'll put it in a very, very low risk option. So I was looking at in the morning, 18,300 call option was trading around 5 rupees. I thought maybe at least we get 5 rupees, So it's not a big deal, 5 rupees. No, you'll get only 250 rupees. The margin money for this will be about 75,000 rupees. So you're going to get only 0.3%. No, but it's a matter of only 1 week, right? So anyway, that money is, lying wasted. So I thought maybe why not we make a little bit money. So I sold 18,300 call option at 5 rupees. And believe me, throughout the day until 3 p.m., it was trading around 5 rupees. But whereas the Nifty has fallen more than 200 points from where I sold the call option. Only in the last 30 minutes, it fell from 5 rupees to 4 rupees 50 paise or something like that. So call premiums did not come down, but put premiums have shot up like anything. So actually, this is how the India VIX shoots up. So today, India VIX has shot up 10%. So on a day, where nothing was big was expected, so India VIX shot up 10%. So today morning, I think I posted in Twitter, I think in a particular month, if 5 weeks are there, if the first 4 weeks are volatile, then the last week will be even more volatile. So that is what has happened today also. And Fridays usually, if some selling comes, the people will they don't want to carry positions over the weekend, they just close their eyes and they sell. At the end of the day, FIIs have sold for 2,899 crores. This is actually less than 3,000 crore, less than what they sold yesterday, which I would say is really not a very bad figure. And considering the rupee depreciation and global cues and other things, so that's not a big deal. But what dragged the market down is not the FII selling, but the absence of domestic institutions support. So domestic institutions, they just bought for less than 300 crore. So sellers are there and no buyers. And the people look at the European markets, and nobody want to buy. How the panic was created today? So I would say clearly today is a very, very panic situation. It took only 6 trading sessions for Nifty to travel from 18,100 to 17,300. Definitely, this is time to be very, very cautious. And markets are really, not much worried about our Indian markets. But, if the global markets continue to be bad, so we will also be bad only. So there's no way we can be very good. So I'm more worried about the global markets, So in the month of June, and all the markets bottomed out. From there, they rallied. Nasdaq has rallied nearly 20%. Now again falling 20%, from June to September, 20% up and 20% down. Things are really getting out of control in Europe and US. So that's why when the whole global markets are bleeding, we can't be so good forever, right? So at some point of time, we will also be facing selling pressures. So in the last 6 days, as I told you, Nifty fell from 18,100 to 17,300. Bank Nifty has fallen from 41,800 plus to 39,400. And, so commotion everywhere. So looking at the open interest, there's no need to look at the open interest, So unwinding in put options and huge amount of call options. Call options are added from 17,400 to 18,000. So sometimes I don't even look at the open interest, so because what I do, that's what most of the people will be doing. So today I got so scared, I squared up all the put options and started selling call options from 17,500 to 18,300. Because I had a lot of money, so spread. And I sold 17,500 call option around 150 rupees. It closed around 100 rupees only. So I'm already sitting with about 50 rupees profit. So as long as Monday, there's no huge gap up, so we can always put a stop loss at 150. Put options, I went and sold 16,500 and 16,400 put options. So far away because, because when you sell one call option, you pay 75,000-80,000 margin money. When you sell a put option, you hardly pay only 5,000, 10,000 extra money for margin benefit. So for that, I sold it. Clearly, few things. Number one, global cues are getting really, really very bad. And number two, FIIs want to sell because rupee depreciation will be against them. And number three, domestic institutions, they are not in a mood to support the market right now. So, but they will also know, so why in a falling markets, why they want to support, they want to burn their finger. And so all this, is a perfect ground and for high volatility. Of course, the markets may not fall in a straight line. So, at some point of time, people who shorted, they will cover their shorts, the markets will go up. Again, another set of people will come and short. So it's going to be very, very volatile. I think it's better to be cautious on the long side now. So that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching.